What is up, everybody? Josh here again, and today we have an Icarus Week 129 update. This week we got some optimizations with late game hitching. We also got some news about PUGS and Laika being pushed back. We also received some word about getting some new operations or missions turned into operations, and some other notable improvements. Let's get into it, shall we? Hey-ya! Icarus Week 129 late game hitching fix. Icarus Week 129 brings a late game hitching fix, and that is based off of the loaded mined voxel meshes. They rolled out a fix this week to hopefully fix hitching, and they say that it should eliminate the hitching when traveling the map in open worlds that you've been playing on for a while. They go on to say, why don't we do performance every week? And they say that they do, I guess. The rework they put in this week makes the game load mine rock voxels differently, splitting them into separate threads so it takes the strain off the main game thread. They also got some news about converting over some Styx and Olympus operations or missions into operations. This week we have some notable improvements. We finally got a destroy button that actually works in your loadout in space, so whenever you destroy something up in space, it should destroy it, allowing you to remove unwanted items from your space loadout. Cats and other animals don't change colors magically anymore when they're sent up and retrieved from space. Black cats now stay black. Hyena bait now requires gamey meat instead of fatty T-bone, making it easier. Deep vein drills may now correctly show the UI and reflect their new values as far as what they're harvesting. Daenerys will no longer spawn on easy outposts, making them in a safer environment, and added buffalo spawns in the forest outposts. They changed the prices of some crossbow pieces, making them more in line with other workshop items. And the early ones have a massive price reduction. Here's something I wish they'd do with grown crops too. I really wish that there was not a distinguish between grown crops and all that at all. They finally removed the grown by prospector from seeds that you get from your crop lots, making them stack with wild seeds. I really just wish they'd get rid of grown from prospector altogether. And now water troughs have allow lists, which allow you to mark nearby animals as allowed to drink or not. So there's a few things in here we'll go over. So anytime that you go and harvest in a crop plot and you get seeds, you should now not see any grown by prospector seeds. It should be all just basic mushroom seeds, and you do still, looks like you get to keep the ones that you had before, and they still say grown by prospector unless they change that, of course. But for now, yeah, you just, it looks like they're still there, but you're now just getting regular seeds when you harvest instead of seeds that say grown by prospector, which is awesome. Now at water troughs or water sources, you can manage allow list, and you can hit X to do so, and it will give permission. We'll just drag them down like that. We can just left click, it looks like, as well. We're going to click off all these animals, just allow them to actually be able to drink, because they all need to be able to drink. So you're going to allow all of them to drink. So you can choose what animals that are allowed to actually use this trough now. And also hyena bait is now just gamey meat. So now you should be able to destroy garbage that you no longer want to use. So for example, if you have like an MXZ axe in your inventory, you should be able to right click it and now destroy it. And look, it got rid of the MXZ axe and pickaxe. So now we can get rid of stuff that we don't actually want, or no longer use, or no longer plan on using. Oh, here's one. This week's main achievement is late game hitching fix, and this is where they fix the hitch supposedly in game. Just to let you know, they refer to late game as basically a prospect or open world or even a mission that you've been on for a long time or running for a while, that you made like modifications to, like mining rocks and whatnot. And they basically go on to say that open world was not really meant for what we're doing with open world right now, like building bases and large bases and having, you know, all the stuff that you need to survive at tier 4. And they go on to say, what is hitching? Hitching is basically when you're going to new places and it runs out of time. It just, you know, basically it doesn't load. It's all trying to do it on one thread. They're trying to multi-thread or multitask things to make hitching not so bad. And they basically go on to say that they are implementing this so that objects that are loaded and unloaded, they don't hitch and they don't cause performance issues. So it's not trying to load like every single pickaxe swing that was done to an object in the game all at once. So hopefully this week, with the changes that they've done, it kind of helps that a little bit. And this improvement now is rolled out to all players, and they're still looking at feedback and bug reports to make sure there are no other issues that may have slipped through. They're also looking at performance reports and analyzing the impact of late game hitches across the range of different prospects. So we're going to load up ours and show you how it lags still, because apparently our base isn't really meant for open world probably. So I'll be honest, I do notice a little bit of a difference on my outpost as far as performance. It does seem like it may be like a little bit more responsive when moving around and stuff like that. It still hitches, and it hitches often, but my outpost is probably a lot larger than most outposts are, so that could be the reason why. We're gonna go and try to run through the forest a little bit away from this base. There was a hitch just now. We get hitches still quite often, but let's try to get away from the base and see if hitching happens while we're running through the forest. Anyway, let's grab a mount. Just to let you know, Brokefellow is still here and still broken. We did decide to just let them live in peace until they get fixed or we find a solution. So it's okay, Brokefellow. We'll find a cure one day. Yeah, I definitely noticed that it feels like it's a little bit more responsive, that's for sure. So hats off to them for that. Hopefully they can get the rest of the hitch. There's a hitch fixed. So we got us our little mower here. We're going to go through the woods here and see how many hitches we get in a matter of, well, let's say like 2 minutes. There's 1, 2, 3. That was a bad one. 4, 5. Oh, shoot. 6. 7. 8. That was a tiny one. That might have been 1, but 9 for sure. I'm getting crossing these stupid lakes because they were going so slow. That was a tiny one. 10. 11. 12. That was a bad one. Yeah, so it's not too awful bad. It does still hitch though, for sure. So what's the verdict, Josh? What do you think about it? It does feel like it's more responsive. There was a hitch right there, right in the middle of my conversation. It does feel like it's more responsive. Let's try another outpost, I would say. I'm gonna try my other open world. I have 2 open worlds that I use for update videos, and this is one of them. This is the original one I've done since the beginning of Icarus. Let's go check out the other one on Prometheus. We're gonna try out our Prometheus one, which is the most optimized map, and see if that's any better. As far as it usually runs a little bit better, especially where it's a smaller prospect and whatnot, and I haven't modified as much. On my very first late night stream, this one right here, the one we were just on, it's better. It's not 100%, but it's better. I'll give them that. It's not near where it should be, 3 years in, but it's definitely better. So we're gonna go around on this one, and we're gonna see if we can't. Yeah, we got some pheromone modules. There was a hitch just now. There's a hitch right there, just opening a door. Let's grab out a mount. Nice. All right, well, I guess this is the best we have, so I don't feel like going back to bother our prospects. What is this, and why can't I go through the door? There's a hitch right there. Animals are so annoying in this game. Alrighty, let's see how many times we hitch and a little bit of stamina we have. There was 1, 2, 3, 4. And I haven't really modified this one too awful much. This one's just, I tried to keep this one as basic as I could. Some bees. It's still hitching. There's a bad one. I'll be 100% honest, I'm not noticing much of a difference on Prometheus. Just on my Olympus map so far, and it was very slight. They say coming soon, new operations. So basically what they're doing is the missions that we don't currently have that are X'd out, you can see in open world as far as in the operations screen, those are being converted over to operations. So there's several missions being converted over to operations so you can play them in open world. They go on to say that it does take them a while to do so. It's a little bit trickier for them to do so. They're a little bit more elaborate. They also go off to say that they're looking into exploration missions. And they say that they're looking into getting rid of the exploration missions in open world altogether, or maybe just removing them. We have open world now, so I don't see a reason for the exploration missions. They used to be when we just had missions where you could go and you could play for a while and build up and stuff, but in all honesty, that's open world now. So if they moved the missions over to open world, then there would really be no point in the missions, I guess. I'm down for removing them. And next week, they say Laika and PUG. They mentioned last week that they were going to deliver Laika and PUG this week, but the extent of the performance improvements meant that they focused their entire effort on that instead, and they pushed this 2 new PUGs back a week. So yeah, next week, PUG and Laika. We're gonna skim over the changelog. Supposedly they fixed dogs. I'm not gonna go back and check that. Dogs are still broken. Gonna briefly skim over the fix section. They said that they added an activate and deactivate audio for cards when you turn them on and off. Fixed the single wall light, trying to deploy the ceiling light instead. Can't put medicine bags inside of itself. That was really it for that section. Let's skim over the future content. Oh great, they're adding another bench. The butchery bench and butchery. Looks like they added a bunch of railing. They really just talked a lot about Laika and the PUG, how they're adding stuff and fixing stuff. Looks like they're talking about a Laika jumpsuit. And that's really it. I don't see anything else in there at all. Our 4th and maybe final build video is starting next week, actually. So 1 week from now, we are going to be recording for the build 4.0, where we go in and record your base. If you got a base you want to show us, contact me on Discord. Join our Discord. Link is in the description down below or on our channel. And contact me. Let me know after the 31st, please. And we'll begin recording. We'll record your base. We'll put them into the video with full credit, of course, and a plug if you're a content creator, because reasons. So looking forward to that on the 31st, so starting next Friday. And thank you so much to our late night crew, KHX, Sergio, Wolfie, Sandy, Rodknob, Silver, John, Aaron, Steady Bob, Jim K72, Kristen, Jaybird, Fubar, Chris, William, Sky Reaper 1, Fabio, Valiant, Hagar, Jason, Tyler, Lewis, and Booper. Thank you so much for being part of Late Night Crew and for supporting the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you to our supporters as well. And that's it for this video. Don't forget, if you like what you see, to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Subscribing will get you weekly Icarus update videos just like this one, and content videos whenever those come out as well. And hopefully, we'll see you next time. Peace.